Let's talk about how I became a fashion design teacher in Shanghai, even though I never applied for this job and it just landed on my email. Since I've been talking about how I ended up in Paris, I wanted to share a little bit my story on how I ended up in Shanghai, which happened like a few years. I went there 2008. I came back from Paris. The first time I went to Paris 2004. So this is 4 years after I first studied in Paris. Okay, this is just only for this video. It's not gonna be like a series like Manifesting Paris. Actually, I didn't manifest this. In fact, I didn't even apply for this job. So let me just paint you a picture what my life was like. That time, I studied in Paris for the first time in 2003 and 2004. And I came back to Philippines. I work as a children's wear designer. I went from different brands of children's wear. And one of these brands that I worked for fired me in like after a month or something. And so I go to work in the morning. In the afternoon, I got fired. Let me know if you're interested what happened with that. I'm gonna tell you. So after I got fired from that job, I decided to focus on my mini sideline business, which is selling things that I designed. So basically, I would hire some sewers or tailors, and they would make my designs and we would sell them. My problem was people were copying my designs and selling it for such a low price. Some people told me I'm not in the right market because my design should be more expensive. But I don't know, I don't know what to do. I'm so lost. And I was losing money each time. So that's why if you want to be a designer, really think about it. So I really prayed hard and said, please just give me a job so I could buy some fabrics, and because there are people relying on me like my sewers, and my pattern maker. So I got an email that week, which is strange because I told you I never applied for a job. It's in a fashion school, and they said they're one of the biggest schools in Asia. And I thought it was a scam because I told you I never applied for one, right? But apparently, so I replied their email, and apparently they're quite legit because they were consistent, and we even had a phone call. So I said, where would I be based? And they told me Shanghai. Of course, I've heard about Shanghai, right? But I've never in my life I imagined that I would move there. My parents were so scared because it's like, we don't speak Chinese. What if something goes wrong? It's not a democratic country. You know what I mean? Like, it's just scary. And then I was also scared, but I remember the woman on the phone said, "But what about your future?" I said, "Yeah, what about it? Don't you want to do something for your future? Working in Shanghai would be a boost in your resume. I'm like, "Yeah, but I've never been a teacher before. And she said, "Our teachers are industry experts. They're not academic base or something, like you have to train to become a teacher, but theirs is more like sharing your experience in the industry because the job is to be a fashion design lecturer, a fashion design teacher." So I said, okay, let me try. So long story short, I got the job and I landed in Shanghai. I met my colleagues. They all reassured me that it's gonna be fine. It was just so weird when I got to the school. But I'm glad I did because until now I'm friends with some of my colleagues from Shanghai, and some of them moved to Europe. They are originally from Europe. I don't expect to be here at the same time as them, so that was quite fun. But yeah. Oh, by the way, I skipped this part. How did that school discover me? Through Coraflot, okay, the online portfolio. I guess they type fashion designer, blah blah, and they saw my portfolio. And me, I studied in Paris that time. So even though it's just a 1 year training, I got the opportunity. And yeah. And let me know if you want to hear more about my life in Shanghai as a fashion design teacher. It was, I don't know, it was one of my best years. I really love Shanghai. I love my life there. So anyway, that's all for now. Au revoir.